you're doing wonderful. And I'm publishing you guys first because, of course, it is your birthday season. Did you think for 1 second that I was going to forget about you guys, Pisces? I know when your birthdays are. So, some of my favorite signs are Pisces. Let's get started. I chose to I did not choose. I was going to do a whole different setup of crystals, like a whole different deck. And Spirit said no. We were going with the Egyptian theme, and that's because I had a vision from the Mummy movie come through this morning for me in my meditation. All Egyptian theme. Ooh, the spirit animal that wants to talk to you. Give me just a second. I was going to say the Egyptian clip that came through this morning was from the Mummy movie, and it was specifically the scene where Evie has to save O'Connell out of prison from being hanged and everything, and she was like bargaining for it. I don't know, it was weird. I'm still thinking about it and trying to meditate on it. But anyway, there's some Egyptian themes coming around today. So we're getting started with your spirit animal, which I am surprised to see this raven come out for you, seeing as how it's Pisces season. This reading's for the full moon in Virgo though, and I want to say, look at that moon shape we got there. There's the moon and the sun at the same time in the card. The moon and the sun. And we've actually got 2 ravens here, maybe like a male and a female. But anyway, so full moon shape, full moon in Virgo. Don't be surprised if you get a little emotional. It's Pisces season with a full moon in Virgo. I know I'm a Virgo, so full moon in Virgo is about to like get me. Oops, maybe shouldn't have said that, but it will. It probably will. All right, so the raven is about creation, magic, and illumination. The raven is frequently associated with powerful magic and omens. Its symbolism parallels that of the coyote and the rabbit in Native American myths, and it is worshipped as a deity. The Haida and Tlingit peoples of Western Canada and Alaska revered the raven as a hero and helper of human beings, a role reflected in the bird's prominent position in the totem of the Northwest. The raven is believed to have placed the sun, moon, and stars in the sky, bringing light to the people both day and night. It just said ravens and crows, ravens and crows. I don't know what was up with that, but that was kind of what it was just saying. I like that it was talking about how it was a helper and kind of like a helper to human beings, being a hero type deal. Okay, it wants me to like shift a little bit, sorry. I've been really connecting to a lot of ravens lately, or crows symbolism in general, just because of the fact that my decks feature it a lot. They've been around a lot lately this week, and they also are associated with Odin. And I did my DNA test, and I have like straight Northern European blood. And even though we're doing Egyptian stuff today, I've been starting to read the Poetic Edda, which is all of the ancient Norse texts, and this one has like all the annotations, and it picks apart every little detail, so you really get to dig into the lore, and it's just beautiful. It takes a little getting used to reading the Poetic Edda, but it is really cool to connect with like Norse mythology in that way. And I've been connecting with runes a lot more, and so it's kind of wanting me to bring that up because of the fact that that's really where that energy's been with me lately. And they say if you count crows or count ravens that they have symbolisms, and so I've been kind of paying attention to that too, and just kind of seeing like what is the number of crows or ravens outside, so I can see if there's an omen or something like that coming through. I often read bird signs. Hello Pisces, look baby, we are not gonna like do a freaking book, are we? Are we? I said keep it. Pisces. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards for you. It just made me out like I was some dealer at a Las Vegas like card table. Pisces, it is your birthday. Some of you guys might be going to Vegas, you know? Someone just said ding, 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 ding. Yeah. I love Vegas. Okay, I'll say that a little bit. Vegas is one of my favorite places to go. It's really beautiful. I really super connect with the desert out there. And I'm an earth sign myself, so like desert symbology, the Egyptian stuff, it's like, ooh, and it's bringing up the fact that I was watching a show the other day, and actually, like, the Mojave Desert is pretty much on the is very close to the parallel that the Sahara Desert is on, the latitude line on the globe. Deserts are very magical places, and that's what it's kind of bringing me to right now with the mention of the desert in Vegas and Egypt and these pyramids. It's just saying how like the desert is such a magical place, and that's what it was bringing me with that mummy vision this morning. Pisces, this message is coming through hardcore for you guys, and I believe that because the energy I was connecting to this morning when I was meditating, like it's something that very much touches these old places in the world, this desert energy. And I actually cleared the space today with my desert shaman sage, which I have very little of anymore, but my desert sage. So there's a lot of this energy in here for you guys. It's just saying like how there's some stuff out there in the old world and the desert places that some people have like never touched or seen, and that Odin energy coming through too can be very much raw energy, sun god energy type deal. Like there's some fatherly old world woo up in here right now. What's up, Pisces? Whew, coming out with that 2 of Cups. It just said like tractor beam, like attracting. 2 of Cups is usually about love, and if it's not about love, then it is about literally attraction, attractive forces, 2 things coming together, which can be represented as love, but it can also be represented as just like magnets. And it just said a bit like, why are they holding hands? And that's why 2 of Cups is usually a love card. It's got me doing this with my hand because that's the pulse. It's kind of like sending out. It's like wah, 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 wah. Like there's like a. That's what I mean. There's old energies in these geometries and these shapes and this kind of symbolism. It's very magnetic, very much like a tractor beam. And it was kind of like you love it kind of deal. Like you love that stuff. It wanted to cuss. It said you love that shit. Wow, interesting. That 9 of Wands, so when I flipped it over, it said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. A 9 of Wands can be a very defensive energy because they usually call it the wounded warrior energy. And the wounded warrior energy is really just about the fact that like you've been on a long ass journey and you've already won all of these wands, all these events. Like you've already defeated that many things, or you know, whatever. And it's like you're almost done with that journey, right? And that's the thing. It's kind of like you still got some wounds that you're reflecting on a lot of things, but you are not ready to totally give up. You're tired as hell, but you're not ready to give up. And that's why it was saying, like, don't be afraid. Kind of like don't be afraid to keep defending yourself and defending your ground. Just don't be afraid. It's like you've come so far. And it's showing me specifically this break in the snake right here. And that's what I mean. It's like you just... But it's also pointing out, like, you always got to cut the head off a snake, right? You don't just, like, cut it wherever, because it'll come back and still bite you and coil up. And that's why there's a message here about, like, you didn't cut the head off the snake. You just cut the body. You got to make sure that you cut the head off. And that's exactly where this is going for and what is pointing out, Pisces. Ooh, buddy. My right eyelid just, like, popped a little, like, twitched at me when I said that. Like, this is what it's going for. You got to go for the head. With this Knight of Cups energy, that's some beautiful Pisces kind of energy coming through. A Knight of Cups. Usually very much a lover energy, the sweet talker type deal. Not just always sweet talking. It's just a Knight of Cups is always going to know what to say. They're going to say the sweet things. They're going to say the nice things. They're going to offer you the friendship and the compassion and just, you know, all the things that you both need to hear them say type deal, and like they just know what to say to make you feel better type deal. Notice, okay, it was just saying like there's a little bit of a connection here of like maybe this person was on this horse and it's like don't be afraid. Like they've crossed all of these 9 wands to get here, right? They've already battled the snake type deal, but maybe it's not completely done. It's like you didn't cut the head off the snake, you cut the body. You gotta finish cutting the head off. So there's a little bit of a message here of kind of both things. There's someone where it's like, don't be afraid. Someone wants to come in and be sweet and give you a message and say something nice to you, but it's also letting you know about something in your journey that you didn't cut the head off of some kind of snake. You almost did. But kind of like a, I don't know, but there's very much an invitation energy here too, where it's like, don't be afraid. Ooh, wow. Pisces, interesting, that just came through. It was mentioning how angels, when angels come to you, it says, don't be afraid, right? Why? Because angels are kind of freaking terrifying when they really show up. I have not like seen an angel, but I have energetic experiences with angels all the time, and they come through a lot. Archangel Gabriel has been around a lot this week, and Archangel Gabriel came to me a lot in the past year and a half at certain times. Can be some tricky energy. He's kind of a trickster, I'm not gonna lie, like, and that might be surprising to some people, but like once you've interacted with Archangel Gabriel energy, like you just kind of know what it is. So there's also a message here coming through about angels. This 3 of Swords energy. This is the heartbreak card. And the fact that it came out under this 2 of Cups is like, it was just saying how it was buried underneath it originally, and that's where part of it was kind of like, don't put this on top. Like, it was saying, like, don't put this on top. Don't put this on top of this nice 2 of Cups, because this is the heartbreak card. 3 of Swords is all about being up in your head, loss, grief, pain. Like, she's literally holding her head, and the swords are all pointing down. It's also pointing at the back of her head, at the very back of your skull, the very base of your skull is where they say that all of your trauma is stored. And this actually goes back to a lot of beliefs about kind of like the designs here with how the Egyptians drew some symbols. There's a lot of them that actually reference like the glands and endocrine system of our body, and the way that the brain and the optical nerves line up to each other. And there's something here about that. It's pointing out the base of her skull and the back of her head, because that's where trauma is stored. And like when I do Reiki healing, when you touch the back of someone's head, that's the kind of what you're clearing. It's like you're imagining pulling the spinal fluid through there so that it like washes it clean and clears it out. That's like your tree trunk, right? Your spinal cord, and that's where it connects to the base of your skull. And that's what it's pointing out, like, don't put this on top, because there's some trauma or something kind of buried in there, and it's not that, and it shouldn't stay buried either, is kind of what it's saying. But it's like, don't make that the top priority if there's a focus. This is kind of all over the place right now, Pisces, but let's see how it pans out. Let's see how this goes. Temperance. That's what I was saying with this 9 of Wands. It said, don't be afraid. Why? Temperance. Stay balanced. Pour some things out if you have to. Stay level-headed and realize that in the ordinary things, you can transform something into the extraordinary by remaining so balanced. Having one foot in the logic and reason of the world and one foot in spirituality. That's really what the Temperance card brings. And this is Isis right here, and Isis energy is really beautiful too. Comes through a lot. Very motherly, nurturing energy. Wife to Osiris though, so also a counterpart energy. Very much matching up with this figure up here, and that's where it's like almost like there's almost a conversation happening here, and it's like someone's like, don't be afraid. Almost like they came over to this card, and it's also like, well, like, don't put this on top. Like, stay grounded, stay balanced, right? Like, I don't want to deal with this energy. Five of Wands. Wow. Just gave me a song. Wow, what a weird song. I'm telling you, there's some weird stuff in here, Pisces. It just gave me a Eurythmics song, which is Annie Lennox's old band. And the Eurythmics in the song is, I think it's called Love is a Stranger. And the song, the chorus just says, and I want you, and I want you, and I want you, that kind of thing. So the Five of Wands, it always looks like guys competing, but they're competing with wands, right? And wands is definitely a metaphor for your sacred wand. So if there's like, this is kind of like, it can often, a Five of Wands can often represent some like sexual tension and sexual competition, because of the fact that it's not only, like when men are training and fighting in a card, an image like this, they're training to either fight to win, and that's either for like power or glory, or usually a woman or money, right? And that's the whole deal. So that theme can really come through in this card. The fact that it gave me that Eurythmics song, and it's Annie Lennox, I love the Eurythmics. And Annie's a name that's been coming through a lot this week too, and I've kind of had someone in particular like reference it before, and I don't know why that name comes through for me all the time, but it's coming through again here. There's a okay, it's just talking about Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael comes through for me sometimes, and it just brought up another song, which is the Michael Jackson song, Smooth Criminal. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? And that's what I mean. Look, and with that Knight of Cups, Annie, are you okay? Let me come in and say all the things that I need to say. Okay, but please don't come over here and like hurt me, because let's stay balanced, right? There's been a long journey over here. There's some tension though, and there's some loving energy popping in and out. It also said, why 9 cards? Like you were questioning spirit too. Like, why 9 cards? Kind of like a card for your whole journey type deal. Okay. It just said, let's get real, Pisces. This 3 of Swords and this 5 of Cups both coming out under this 2 of Cups. Like, there is some major emotional baggage that was underneath this. This 5 of Cups is totally the sad card. Like, super duper emotional, deep. It said regret. It just said regret. Like you had to pick up everything and turn around and go off in the opposite direction. And this white speck on his face is kind of just like, you know, a mess up in the mosaic or the stucco, the paint, the mural, but it definitely shows up as a tear. And the cow is like looking back the other way because it probably knows that it needs to go back in that direction, or it doesn't want to leave, right? Notice how these 2 figures are so separate here too, and how they're together here. And that's where it was saying like tractor beam, like attractive energy, loving energy, 2 of Cups. It was previously very separate, and now it's coming together. But there's a lot of pain and hurt that is here underneath that I'm just catching in this reading. Feels like both of these figures, or you could say inwardly and outwardly, it's just been a very painful cycle, but some things are coming together for you that you really love and enjoy. But it also sounds like something's coming in to be very sweet to you, Pisces, or maybe you're doing the same. Temperance. Yes, look at this Ace of Cups coming out under the Temperance, and that's where this is like you totally have a new beginning. Anything that fulfills you and fills you up and makes you feel good can be in this cup. So definitely can be some love. Definitely can just be anything that's enjoyable, a new hobby, a new pastime, art, something that's expressive or spiritual. That Cups energy, that's that water energy. It's cleansing, it's healing, it's flowing, it's artistic. Like, there's some beautiful things that come with that Ace of Cups, and that's here in the foundation too. It totally just brought me the scarabs from the Mummy movie again. It was saying like, don't be afraid of this, because this ain't that type of scarab type deal. The dung beetle itself, the scarab, it turns shit into gold, right? And that's kind of what this Ace of Cups represents with it too. It's like a very sacred animal in Egyptian mythology. It turns shit into gold, rolls the shit literally across the sky like the sun. I mean, it's a very sacred animal, very spiritual. It's like you can literally, and it's here in the center at the base, like you can literally turn some shit into gold, Pisces. So this last card. Oh, and it fell on the 2. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But with the 6 of Wands here, victory. And look at that. She's got like a little beret on. This was talking about like artistic. The 6 of Wands is always about victory. You fruitfully and successfully nurtured something to fruition. This is a lotus flower. That is a blossoming. That is an awakening. That is like, yes, like 6 of Wands, being recognized and notified for it too, and also just like very successful, victorious energy. With that coming out under this 5 of Wands here, it's like you're going to come out on top, right? You're going to come out on top. And just kind of sitting this here, it was saying like you were always victorious. And that's something it wants to point out, that that is at the cornerstone of this message, like a foundational message. Like also with the pain too, right? It's like there was a lot of pain. You were always victorious. There's some kind of strained energy here, but in the core it's very much like you can turn shit into gold. You're victorious in that too. You can remain the balanced energy between the stress and this competition. And even though there's a very long journey, you can cross certain borders and open up that very sweet, loving, flowing, watery Pisces energy and extend that to others and really find something you love. And there's kind of this like, it's kind of pointing out like bingo cards or like tic-tac-toe and stuff too, and how like there's all kinds of patterns and how you could sit here and read across these cards. So it's just saying like, take what resonates for you. It just said this is a gift. And it was saying that because I was like, it's your birthday season. Like, there's a huge message for you, Pisces. Like, it said this is a gift. For your final card, I'm just going to flip the deck over. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Fool. The Fool card. Brand new spanking beginnings. Look at that cat. Very Garfield-like. I was going to say, there is a little orange cat that walks around in my neighborhood, and I always associate it with, very much, it's 11:44 on the clock, baby. I was going to say, I always associate it with a certain energy, and that orange tabby cat energy when it comes around. I expect like certain messages and stuff, and so like especially if you see a cat like this, or if you have a cat like that, I was gonna say, when I pull this card too, my cat usually has a message for me and helps guide me and shows me something. So pay attention to the cats too. Cats are very sacred symbols in Egyptian mythology as well, and they're the guardians of the underworld, and they see spirits and they know things and they sense things. My cat has literally looked at me while I was in astral projection. Like, cats know what's up, y'all. They can sense that spiritual energy, and with this brand new Fool energy, like, the cat's here to guide you. It's trying to show you things that you might not have recognized before. And I was gonna say, there's some layers here, Pisces, that you might be peeling off right now in this Pisces season, but you got that beautiful Pisces energy coming through too, and it wants to stay on top. It doesn't want to put all of this up here fresh. It wants to, it's not, and remember this, where there's kind of a warning. It's like, don't just bury it. Like, don't pretend like it's not there. It's clearly there, right? But like, focus on the other things on top, because this is already established energy. You are already victorious. Yeah, there was some pain. We can turn shit into gold type deal. You're balanced in your very center core. Go for it. Whatever this is, it feels just like straight up like your energy, and you got the Fool card. So take that leap of faith and pay attention to the little signs trying to lead you. That's what I got for you, Pisces. I was trying to see if there was anything else. But no, it's done. So that's what I got for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope y'all enjoy your birthday season, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. See ya.